Hello friends, welcome back in the channel of Clinical Care Inside. Today we are going to start a series of podcast where we will discuss about the medical findings, the research, as well as some of the medical facts related with this, you can say, modern scenario. Fine. Now the aim of this podcast is to make you all aware about the current scenario, the current research which is ongoing. Fine. And it's very, you can say, crucial. It's a very important for students, okay, to make them update about the current, you can say, research. Fine, no problems. Now I hope you all are fine. Well, I'm also fine. So the first podcast, you can say, topic for our discussion is: could animals like the rats and dogs detect a disease by their smelling power better than the finest, you can say, the lab equipments? Understood? Yeah. So there is a current research which is going on to establish a proper, you can say, a clinical judgment about understanding and the diseases, okay, finding the diseases by utilizing the animal, you can say, smelling power. Fine. Now, so why not animals can smell the specimen, the samples, and tell us about the disease? Why only animals? Yeah, animals have three things which is advanced as compared to us. The first one is their olfactory receptors. It's one research that shows that in the dogs there is more than 200 olfactory receptors is present as compared to the humans, as compared to the us. Apart from that, the olfactory bulb, okay, olfactory bulb, which is present larger in these dogs and animals. Fine. Apart from that, there is one organ, okay, and that organ is very, you can say, blessing. It's a one advanced distinguishing feature which is present in the animals, and that organ is called as the vomeronasal organ. This vomeronasal organ, it is discovered by first time one anatomist, and the name of the anatomist is the Jacob. So Jacob discovered one small organ which is present over the nasal septum, a septum which you can say differentiate the two nostril, right and left nostril. Now it is not only present in the animals, you can say, like dogs, rats and other cattle. It is also present in the humans, but it is in a very rudimentary form. It is in a underdeveloped, okay, it's formed underdeveloped, it's not well developed, but in the animals it is a well developed, okay, it is well developed. Now what is the function of this organ? The vomeronasal organ is responsible for detecting some of the non-volatile chemicals, okay, and that is referred as a pheromones, okay. So these pheromones is a special kind of chemical which is secreted by the animal's body and also by the humans, okay, and these chemicals is you can say sensed by this vomeronasal organ and sent to the higher system, to the brain, okay, and this is responsible for you can say regulating their sexual life, okay, their social life, and by this is, you can say, organs, they can also make them free from their predators, okay. They can detect the danger, you can say, miles ago. They can detect the dangers, okay, from you can say miles ago. They can detect the danger. That's the advanced feature, and it is underdeveloped in us. Now come to the current discussion. The current discussion is that these dogs, okay, and cats and rats, okay, dog, cats, rats, these animals, it have the advanced you can say sense of smelling. So they are nowadays, they are used for detect some of the, you can say, disease samples, like in the case of tuberculosis, okay, they can detect the TB bacilli, okay, they can detect the TB bacilli. Apart from that, it is also used for the cancer, okay, and cancer, in the pneumonia. It's also you can say try to use during the COVID-19 time, okay, COVID-19 time. And there were peoples who collect 1000 more than 1000 samples in the Tanzania and Ethiopia country, and they send it to the lab where there was one giant, you can say the giant rat, and the name of this giant rat is the Chrytomys androgens. Chrytomys androgens. This Chrytomys androgens, it only need for motivation or what, I don't know, but it's need only the banana chip. Okay, it's you provide occasionally the banana chip, and it will detect 100 samples in only just in 20 minutes. It means if we have the proper way to utilize these animals in the diagnostic microbiology, in the diagnostic field, then we can save a quite long time waiting time which is offered by the general lab. Okay, so there is one senior scientist called as the Andrew Manson. Okay, he said that whenever we fall sick, whenever our body goes to a disease state, we secrete certain, you can say, non-volatile chemicals, and these non-volatile chemical is well smelled, or you can say sniff out by the some of the animals. Is it interesting? Yeah, it's interesting. Now the current some of the lab of the world who are you can say engaged to discover some of the electronic nodes which is naturally present in the animals. They are you can say making one electronic nose which can detect the prostatic cancer, Now this nasal, you can say, system, or this whole how we smell, and it goes to the higher system, and we thought, okay, this is a this fragrance, this is a this fragrance, how we categorize. Just because our neurons which is present in the nasal cavity or olfactory mucosa, it is directly connected to the olfactory, you can say olfactory part of our brain, olfactory region of brain, and which is directly connected to the limbic system. Okay, and you know that limbic system is responsible for controlling the behavior, like our hunger, our anger, okay, our sexual mood, everything, anxieties, all depends upon those limbic system. So these olfactory neurons, they directly goes to the limbic system by bypassing the thalamus. You know that thalamus is the one part of our brain where all the sensory message goes first. But in the case of olfactory, it's surprising that it's not goes to the thalamus. Okay, it directly goes to the limbic system by bypassing the thalamus. Fine, and there are other research which shows that if you trained certain dogs, certain rats, okay, or if your pets, okay, your pets can detect your smell, detect your skin as well. Okay, they can locate where you have the chances to cancer or to develop a cancer. Understanding? So it's a current research. Hope you understood today's podcast. So thank you for having me. Bye. Have a nice day.